make a start, introductions, and Mel, obviously, as Dan said, we don't have long today. We really would love to have spent probably an hour celebrating our colleagues today. There's some really fantastic nominations that we've had the pleasure of reading across all of the 7 categories today. We know that not all of our winners and all of our nominees can be in the room, so we will be sharing on our Connect pages with much more detail around the nominations, but we're going to go through each category today. We're going to give a little bit of an overview about who was nominated and the winners of each of the categories. So, like I say, please make sure you look into our Connect pages to really read the richness of some really wonderful, amazing contributions. So, our first category, we need the clicker. It's the AHP Student Perceptor Apprentice of the Year, and Emily is going to read some details on the nominations.
Right, so the nominees we have in this category is we had Abby Knight, who was a master's student at the University of Lincoln with the Trust. Abby showed real interest in the role of physiotherapy and mental health whilst on placement, used her passion for research to analyse the full history of 2 patients. We've got Barry Miller. Barry has contributed enormously by delivering person-centred care, which has enabled late-life individuals to increase their quality of life, well-being and independence, and to reduce care burden. And the final one is Daniel Sturgis. Dan has completed his physiotherapy apprenticeship with an A-star attitude towards work, study and placements. Dan will be a huge credit to the profession for years to come and is a shining light for the apprenticeship scheme, having secured a rotational physiotherapy post, if not self-care. Yeah, to we go drum roll or something. So the winner is, from that category, it's Daniel Sturgis.
Dan's obviously not with us, so we'll make sure we'll contact him after today. So moving on to our next category then, we have the AHP Perceptor Educator of the Year, and we had 7 nominations within this category. So we had one for the patient education team at Rampton, who provide a bespoke service to patients as each patient has a unique educational need coupled with a severe mental health issue. So they've been tailoring lessons to make the education interesting and enjoyable. We have Samantha Jeffries, and Samantha was nominated by a student for being utterly inspiring with her knowledge of OT, her attitude and her supportive nature. And what was great to read in this nomination was that following their placement experience, the student went on to secure a job within the service when they graduate. The next nomination we had was the Healthy Lifestyles team at Rampton, who used their knowledge and skills to engage patients in a weight loss programme, and the impact of the service can be seen as patients maintain their weight loss in an environment where there are often high levels of obesity. We have Zoe Stefanakis from Podiatry, who became a preceptor for a newly qualified Band 5 podiatrist, and supporting her has ensured that the patient and the new member of staff receive the best advice and clinical expertise. The patient's library team at Rampton, who are a small team that provide a quality service by ensuring that patients have a relevant selection of new and classic material to choose from, which includes music. Emma Hughes from our PLEP team, who has been an absolute rock of stability for the team and was nominated for rising to the challenge of a new opportunity in her working life and making a really huge contribution to the team. And finally, the Recovery College at Rampton, where the courses are popular and co-produced with patients to enable peer-to-peer learning to be a focus. And Kirsty maintains the enthusiasm and dedication to that service, and that was really reflected in the popularity of the courses. So we're moving on to the next stage, no further ado, the winner of this award is Samantha Jeffries. Samantha was nominated for going above and beyond to support this student within a difficult and sometimes quite a heartbreaking service within mental health services for older people. So working with older adults with dementia and mental health concerns, and students have no experience of this, but you were utterly inspiring to that student. You gave them so much confidence to succeed and fulfil their ambitions. Your knowledge of OT, your attitude, your supportive nature did absolute wonders for that student's confidence. And it's so great to hear that they chose to have a job here within our services. So well done. And the final comment and nomination was perfect.
Is that they don't know what they would have done without Michelle's support in difficult times. We've also got Wayne Parks from NESOP. Wayne is the most caring and compassionate support worker I've ever worked with. We've got Liz Nelson from Community Therapy. And the nominator said, not only did Liz cut waiting times, but Liz was able to give timely advice to patients who are waiting for visits to help them remain at home safely until a therapist was able to get out to see them. We've got Rebecca Stone, again from MeStop. Rebecca consistently demonstrates being a team player and provides quality support to the qualified AHP caseloads, which in turn benefits patient care and inpatient wards. And then the final one is Jane Hutchins from Inpatient Therapy in MeStop. And the nominator said the compassion and the empathy that she shows towards both patients and colleagues is infectious. She quietly motivates others to follow her lead. And then the winner is, for this category, is Jane Hutchins. The compassion and the empathy that she shows towards both patients and colleagues is infectious. She quietly motivates others to follow her lead. She is used to her advantage by role modelling alternative communication strategies and interventions to improve patient engagement during meal times. And the feedback is that both staff and patients are finding lunchtime a calmer and more positive experience. That's just amazing, isn't it? This is a amount that she's done in that. It's just incredible. So congratulations to Jane.
I got a bit click happy and I saw there's a few people in the room who realised that they have received nominations for this award. So congratulations to everyone nominated. This is for the research evaluation QI or audit project. And the nominations that we have are Claire Knight, one of the dietitians from our CAMS eating disorder team, who's recently been involved in writing the position statement to raise awareness that dietitians are central to the assessment and treatment of young people with avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. So congratulations to Claire. We also have a nomination for Catherine Stiles from our research team, who is utterly passionate about research, extremely warm, approachable and encouraging, and includes others in opportunities that will increase their learning. Jackie Bennett. Jackie is currently working on adapting the Fool's Guide to Action for the care homes in line with NICE guidance, in order to prevent injurious falls and the serious life-changing effects that they can have. We have Bibiana Wigley and Ellie Marlowe, specialist speech and language therapists, who've contributed to the need for further education, further information and evidence throughout their work on CECIL, really highlighting the impact that AHP can have and how services can be designed to provide effective opportunities to benefit all children. We have Alice Kilby, and Alice's leadership, collaborative working, enthusiasm and motivation to commit to evidence-based practice and meaningful engagement is inspiring to this nominee. Alison Musgrove. Alison incorporates research into her clinical work, constantly striving towards building the evidence base and improving outcomes for patients with foot complications following diabetes. And our final nomination is for Sarah Blair, who is enthusiastic and committed to the OT service evaluation and the positive opportunities this will bring to diagnostic services. She promotes research opportunities for AHPs to encourage others to consider options in practice. And moving on to the winner, Alison Musgrove was the winner again. It's a really tough category, but the reason that we chose this nomination was around Alison really continued to perfectly incorporate research into her clinical work, constantly striving towards building the evidence base and improving outcomes for the patients that she saw with foot complications following diabetes. So there's much more in this nomination. We'll make sure we load that onto the website so that can be read afterwards today.
I know Mel already mentioned just the quality of the nominations. I've got to say, being able to choose winners, that was such a hard job because they're all so brilliant. So the next category is AHP Innovators and New Ways of Working. So first nominee is Rebecca Sandy, who's obviously the OT for Nottingham Fire and Rescue Service. Rebecca is approachable with a far-reaching knowledge of OT and fire services. She has received much praise from her fire and rescue colleagues. Then we've got the long-term segregation swim project team, which is a team in Rampton Hospital. The result of this project has been the first of many long-term segregation patients being able to access Rampton Hospital swimming pool, reaping the physical and psychological and emotional benefits that the swimming brings. And we've got the Rampton graphics team. Patient feedback is overwhelmingly positive, as is praised in frequent. tripped over my words, sorry, Nick. As is praise and feedback from the service and department throughout the trust who have come to rely on the service. The next one is Dr. Becca O'Brien and Dr. Lisa Everton from Speech and Language Therapy. They, starting a completely new and much needed role, they have educated, connected, inspired and enabled budding AHP researchers across the trust through one-to-one mentoring, research cafes, networking and supporting AHP interests in research. Then the last two, we've got MISOP and patient team. They are doing great things, working really well together as a team. We're really looking forward to seeing how they continue to develop over the coming year. And the final person in this category is Mariam Yassine, who's an OT for MISOP. She has a quiet and calm determination, and that seems to have her immense passion for OT has seen her really make waves in the team in terms of the OT service on the wards. The winner for this nomination was Ransom.
Innovation in pushing forward the ICS speech therapy band 5 rotation. Generally just being a pleasure to work with, and the nomination came in to say that all of these things were really deserving of an award. We have Vicki Ran from Community Podiatry, who encourages positivity whilst promoting great patient care and treating everyone with respect. She's a great team leader, she's a great team worker, and she's never afraid to take on a challenge. Alice Kilby. So Alice is a positive, enthusiastic, highly visible and accessible leader who is well respected. Many staff look to Alice for coaching, guidance and support, which she offers willingly. Blair Lee from the Community Stroke team, who is always approachable and available to discuss any concerns or worries. Nothing is too much trouble, and there is clear evidence from members of the team that everyone looks up to her and she goes above and beyond for everyone. Hazel Watkins, who leads from the front, showcasing the amazing work and skill set of OTs within forensic CAMS. Hazel has enhanced the services she works in and has a real impact on children and young people and their families. Claire Knight, who has worked tirelessly to promote AHPs and dietetics. Claire is always willing to share her expert knowledge and skills, always thinking about how she and the service can improve in order to make things better for our patients. Helen Caldwell. Helen ensures that she is visible to AHPs and AHP support workers, and she demonstrates compassion and integrity in her leadership. She is a leader of all AHPs. Emily Garrett. So Emily is a passionate advocate for OTs who is reflective, considered and professional around the balance of all stakeholders and service demands. Emily is empathetic, reaching out to people who may otherwise feel unheard. And we have Dr. Della Money, who is nominated for her inspiring, collaborative, compassionate and confident leadership and her vision for AHP. Under Della's guidance and leadership, AHPs within Notts Healthcare continue to grow and flourish. You can see from today. So I'm delighted to say the winner of this category is Helen. Helen, you've actually received 3 nominations within this category, so we have a very long page of information. I'm going to give some edited highlights on this. But really what's come through in this category was about your visible supportive management and the compassion and integrity in your leadership. The words that came through were so resonating with our trust values as well, and that you're trustworthy, you're reliable, you're always contactable if people need you around giving practical, thoughtful and honest advice. And the other thing that really shone through in this was how you support both AHPs and AHP support workers in your leadership. And yeah, you're a real advocate for our team, so congratulations. And I will share the details. That's one on a bit quick, you know, you can pretend that second didn't happen.
So the final category, bit of a mouthful, AHP champion. So that's within digital and technology, that can be health promotion, prevention, staff wellbeing, equality and diversity, people and public involvement, and freedom to speak. Quite wide broad category. So the nominees, we've got Esther Heffel and Jennifer Bailey from the Live team. Both have arranged the Green Spaces project for people with dementia. It sounds like a really positive group where service users are bonding and maintaining independence. We've got Amira Cello from Podiatry. Emira is a great champion for the podiatry profession, representing us and ensuring we are aware of the quality and diversity issues and guidance across our service, and is also our social media champion. We've got the Rampton Hospital Horticultural Team. This team could have been entered for a variety of categories. Their innovative and creative ideas and ways of working being plentiful and a vital ingredient in their ability to engage and motivate farmers to reach patients. Glenn Painter, OT and Forensics. Glenn stressed the importance of technology in an ever-changing world and how no single force has had more of an impact on the quality of life across society than technology. And then finally, we've got Shane Keegan. Shane is passionate about promoting staff health and wellbeing. Shane has recently been approached by the Trust staff wellbeing team and is in talks to share his successful model and roll this out trust-wide. And winner is?
No surprises here for those of you who saw that energy.
Congratulations.
Obviously gone back to old school for a face-to-face event with names out of a hat. So each of our winners for the categories, we have places in the hat, and we're going to select a couple of winners now, who will after the event will be in contact with around their choice of a prize or the book token. Just trying to think what the other choices are. Okay, now it's a voucher, so perfect. So can I just get you to quickly, no pressure, pick one of the winners out for us? Thank you. Do you want to read out?
Daniel
So
Stewart.
we have Daniel Sturgeon, and Dan obviously isn't with us today.
Samantha Jeffrey.
And Samantha Jeffrey to win. So congratulations. Read the nominations. As a newbie to the trust, we're really happy this opportunity to do that. To really sort of how brilliant our AHPs have been. It's been amazing. So congratulations to everyone that was nominated, and we look forward to reading next year after you get some lots of brilliant things over the next year coming up. So thank you.